whole squad is in the building. C-Dub, Bobby, Haize, we all in the building today. And we're going to talk about Khalil Herbert and D'Onta Foreman ranked as the 24th and 25th best running backs in the game. We're also going to talk about Colin Cowherd being a fucking idiot and now saying that the Bears should be a playoff team after shitting on us all goddamn offseason. And we're going to talk about Dan Orlovsky saying Cole Kmet is going to have a breakout year. We're going to get into all that and more on today's Chicago Bears Central.
Tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central. We about to get into it. First off, fellas, Pro Football Focus, or PFF, it wasn't actually Pro Football Focus, it was Pro Football Fantasy. Came out and listed the best running backs in the game. Khalil Herbert was 24th. D'Onta Foreman was 25th. David Montgomery, the former Bear, just for reference, was listed as 23rd. How you guys feel about these rankings, man?
I guess I'm okay with the rankings. I guess they should have put a lot of things into context. Look, the Bears had one of the best running games last season throughout the whole season. The best running game out the season. It wasn't just Justin Fields. It wasn't just David Montgomery. Khalil Herbert definitely had a hand in all of that. He averaged damn near 6.6 yards per game. I think it was 5.7. He was breaking tackles. You know, he run after contact, which is surprising to me. But he had a high run after contact average, which was surprising to me. But it's okay. You got to prove it. D'Onta Foreman, they didn't take it to question that they lost one of the best running backs in the game, and Christian McCaffrey. He came in and he did pretty good. He ran for 900 yards. So they could list whatever they want. So you just come in and show them what you can do the next season. That's it. Yeah. But I ain't mad at it.
For me, at this point, for all the shade that keep coming to the team, it is what it is at this particular moment. I already know that they was going to put Breece Hall up there, but the crazy thing is he only played 7 games. And then J.K. Dobbins, they was going to put him up there. You know, he only played 8 games. These guys couldn't even play close to what the other guys was playing with, at least because, you know, injuries going to happen for these running backs. But Khalil Herbert and D'Onta Foreman played more games than these guys. And then when you look at players, because I looked at one of the rankings out there, they had Damian Harris above Khalil Herbert as well, which absolutely makes no sense because the man played 11 games and only got you 462 yards, and Khalil Herbert got almost 300 more yards than this guy in just the same games, just about. So it is what it is at this particular moment for me. The hate gonna keep coming, but once all these guys got a plan in the media until the Bears come out and punch somebody in the mouth, and then they got to make a decision on what they need to do.
Back it up.
Absolutely. Just to clarify, it was Pro Football Network that came out with that list. And, you know, some of the names on the list, it makes sense. But the thing is with Khalil Herbert, we know he's never been an everyday starter, right? And he's not going to be that. When you look at our running back room, he's still not going to be there. And I think that's just the way that the NFL is going. So I'm not even going to knock him for that. But, I've said it before on every episode, every bit of shade that the Bears could possibly get, a little thing to use motivation, we gonna take it, man. We gonna take it. And, you know, I look at D'Onta Foreman as well. And I know we've made a lot of, in general, Bears fans have talked a lot about Roschon Johnson. But we to your point, I think you guys did a video on you cannot overlook D'Onta Foreman and how important he's going to be to this team as well, in both the passing game and the running game.
Absolutely. Agreed. And it's easy to overlook him, D'Onta Foreman. You got Khalil Herbert, the incumbent, if you want to say. And you got everybody's excited about the kid, Roschon Johnson. So it's easy to look past him, but you bet not, because he might end up being the number 1 running back if you're going to ask me, and I got to tell you the truth. I'm just going with my heart with Roschon, but to tell you the truth, D'Onta looked like he might be the number 1, to tell you the truth, for sure.
Listen, you can't knock it because that man, the combination of size and speed that he has, bro, is honestly ridiculous. And
yes,
like I said, I know I've personally, and I hold myself accountable, I've talked a lot about Roschon because he's young, he's the rookie, and he is the future of the running back position Absolutely. For the Chicago Bears. Let's not make no mistake about it. But we can't overlook the present. And D'Onta Foreman, hey, listen, he gonna make sure his name is felt and heard this season. He's gonna make his presence known for the Chicago Bears. That's for damn sure.
For sure. And he already came in. He was like, I ain't competing for no backup spot. I'm competing to be the starter. He said that, and that's what you want. You want iron to sharpen iron. You just want to go ahead and put the best guy out there. And those guys in that room got to make each other better. So hey, it's just gonna be a battle to watch. I'm excited to get ready and watch it because I want to see these guys truck some people. And Haize, you was a running back. I was a running back too. I'm little as hell. And when I was trucking guys bigger than me, oh yeah, you couldn't tell me I won.
It's a different feeling, bro.
You couldn't tell me nothing.
It's a completely different feeling, bro, when you put a linebacker on their ass and then keep running. Because part of you wants to look back and be like, ha ha, motherfucker, but then it's like, let me go ahead and get this touchdown.
Right. You feel me? Come on now. It's a different level of energy that comes out of you when you truck somebody and put them on their ass.
Absolutely, man. I remember when I first mastered the stiff arm, bro. That shit was like that was a cheat code, bro. You stiff arm somebody in that right spot and right below that shoulder, and it completely throws their balance off, bro. That was different.
How about you get him by that forehead and just throw him down like Derrick Henry stiff arm? My goodness,
for real.
But yeah, man, our running back room is going to be great. It's going to be one of our biggest and best weapons this season, and it's going to be fun to watch. Now we got to talk about it. You know me, I'm good with roasting the national media, especially Khalil Herber, man. Like, first of all, this goofy motherfucker been on TV for like 30-something years, bro. But he came out recently and said the Bears should be a playoff team, and there are no more excuses for Justin Fields. Listen, this is after he has completely shitted on the Chicago Bears for the better part of a year, bro. A year. He was one of the first people to call Justin Fields a running back rather than a quarterback. Now, all of a sudden, he got no more excuses. I hate the national media, fam. How y'all feeling about this?
Khalil Herber, I'll be honest. I used to enjoy listening to Khalil Herber. It does seem like he pick and chooses his targets to pick on throughout his seasons up on his show. Like it's either Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose, the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields. Because he's wishy-washy, because it seems like you guys got your quarterback. Justin Fields is amazing. And then 3 months later, he'll be like, damn, Justin Fields, y'all better go ahead and get Bryce Young. You better draft Bryce Young. Until now, Justin Fields, he better get to the playoffs. And you know what? I do agree with him in that take that Justin Fields, I think no more excuses, no more holding his hand. He needs to do something really positive. Playoffs will be awesome, but it got to be a positive season right here. I need like 10 wins. But you can never, they just making content, bro. They ain't making content, Khalil
Herber looks like he's the type of motherfucker he pays for motherfuckers use panties. He got a whole in the motherfucker, he just pays for used panties. I'm sorry, Bobby. Go ahead, man. Your thoughts,
I was just gonna continue just to echo what Unc is talking about. At one point we seen Khalil Herber, and I preface it that I like some of his takes, not all of them, and that's with just about any content creator. You're gonna like some stuff, you're gonna dislike some stuff, and then there's gonna be some people that you really be like, bro, I never agree with anything this man says because he sounds like an idiot, But the thing is that you can't come out in one take and say you got your head coach, you got your GM, let's go Bears, or something along those lines, and then come out and say he's just not that good. He's a highlight. He's a highlight guy. We need to see him throw the ball more. But, and then he went on to mention that the Chicago Bears, that they were ranked, I believe, he always bring this up. The Chicago Bears were ranked 4th. The offensive line was ranked 14 by PFF. I'm like, bro, we watched the game, though. This is why we do like to reference the stats, because they help build your take, build your story. But we also go to, let's watch the game. Because you cannot tell me on just about 80 or 90% of the damn possessions in plays, Sam Mustipher was getting blown up play after play after play. Hence why they had to go and say, all right, Justin Fields, if it ain't that, just run, bro.
Get out of there.
Just run, bro. Just run wild. Because there was no way that you can keep this man upright behind Sam Mustipher, who was getting pushed back. And then he was out there making phantom blocks.
He was blocking mug shadows,
bro. It was go look at the film, bro. On some of those plays, he was blocking nobody. He'll be moving his hand. There's nobody there. That's why he ain't on the team no more.
He blocking shadows,
bro. So Like, that's why I always go, yes, look at the stats. They help tell the story, but they don't tell the entire story. What are your eyes saying? What does the film say as well? So I give it to him, but I wouldn't say it's playoffs or bust. Not right now. Especially with the team that they only won 3 games last season. Come on now. We at least gotta we definitely gotta be able to be an average team. Let's go 9-8 at the minimum.
Yes, that's acceptable.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I think it's steps to this. It's levels to this as well.
And that brings us to the title of this episode. Like, is it playoffs or bust for the Chicago Bears this season? And it could be, and by that I even mean a wild card. But like, do the Chicago Bears have to get into the postseason this year for you guys to look at it as a success?
I'm on the fence because in one way I'm looking forward to that, but he might have a great season. Justin Fields. We talking just Justin Fields, or we talking the whole team as a whole?
I'm talking about the whole team, the Chicago Bears as a team.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna put the pressure on. Let's not hold their hand. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. I think we got plenty of talent. It's kind of unproven because we ain't seen it on the field. All we seen is practice on OTAs and the practice we had going on. But once we see it on the field and it looks okay, the preseason's on its way. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We need to get to the playoffs for sure.
Okay. All right, Bobby.
And I totally understand that point too. Simply because the NFC is definitely wide open. You could probably say that the 2 de facto teams is the Eagles and the Niners, and then everything after that, you know what I'm saying, is just pretty much up in the air. I'm still on the side of that it's not a bust, and I hate to compare it to them, but what if the Bears have a solid season and they just, miss an opportunity in a few games, but they do end the season on a strong note compared to our counterparts like the Detroit Lions? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if that at the end of the season, they struggle a bit, but towards that second half of the season, they just hit it hard, and some things just don't fall their way when it comes to the other teams, but they still play every single meaningful game, and they win some of those games and get themselves and keep themselves in a hunt. I would still say that's a successful season. You know what I'm saying? Because for the way, just finish off real quick, the way that the Lions, we got to get, speak facts when it is, the way that the Lions was able to close their season by beating the Green Bay Packers, who always had their numbers just like ours, bro, that was a step forward for them. Yeah. I don't know how much forward, but it was a step forward for them.
Yeah. Before you go, Drip, I would like to say you got to adjust to the circumstance in the season. I would say
I'm with you.
Give them that you should be able to go to playoffs. But if you happen to struggle, just like you said, if you struggle in the beginning, and then in the beginning you overcome and have a great season, and you adjust to the circumstance, it's a good season. It's just different circumstances in that. Go ahead, Drip. My fault.
No, you good. I since we came up with the topic list and stuff, like I've been going back and forth on this. I've probably switched my answer about 10 times. I'm not even going in front of you because in one hand, I look at how open the NFC North is, and I say like that's where we play most of our games. I say like, listen, we can go above 500 in our division, which I think is realistically possible. I at that point I look at it like as a wild card, you gotta kind of get in there. But then at the same time, we were 3-14 last season, and it's kind of unfair to say let's go from that to let's go to now you have to make the playoffs or it's a bust, because there's a lot of progression to be made between even a wild card and winning 3 games. Now the Bears, they tanked a couple of those games towards the end. There were a lot of games that they were close in as well. So I think that my expectation is at least like 8 or 9 games. And I do think that that's enough probably to get you a wild card. So by kind of that nature, I am going to say that it's not a bust, but I am saying that I am absolutely hoping that the Bears at least make it into the wild card. I think that's good for the development. I think that's good for Justin Fields to get a taste of what playoff football is like, to know what the preparation, how you need to go into that. And I think that also would indicate that over the season, the moves that we made worked, right? Like, and that puts, like we talked about before, yes, Justin Fields needs to progress this season. Luke Getsy has to as an offensive coordinator as well, right? But we got tons of questions. And so, with health, I think that's the thing too, relative health, because I don't think anybody's healthy in the NFL after week 2. Nobody's fully healthy except a couple of quarterbacks that don't get touched up. But other than that, like, you have to hope for progression from this team. And I'm going to say that here's what I'll say. I want this season to mean something. Meaning, by the end of the season, at least let's be fighting for a wild card position.
Yes.
Like let's
Yeah.
let the last few games mean something.
Bro.
So I'm
I
with
go
you
with
on
that.
that. I'm with
In the
y'all on
case-
that too.
Mhm.
Because Haize, you said something that's very important to be fighting for that wild card spot. Because most of us would probably agree that the NFC East is the stronger of the the stronger divisions
Absolutely.
within that NFC conference. But then if you're looking at the NFC South, okay, one win out of that. But if you're looking at the Bears compared to those teams, you'd be like, okay, the Bears are right in the mix with that. Then you look at the NFC West. I mean, the Niners, and then you got the Rams. They got a pretty good coach over there, some good pieces, but they still got to build that thing back up. So I think that is, and that's why Haize, when you said that you kind of flip flopping between the two, I understand it because you're looking at the rest of the teams within the NFC. You're like, man, how can the Bears not be in the mix, in the hunt for that wild card spot? It's crazy.
Yeah. If I could tell you, if Justin Fields don't perform, and I'll tell you, the most pressure is on this kid. I love Justin Fields, bro.
Yep.
And I know, and I think he's gonna be great. Hey, but that Carolina pick, if they trash, you better perform, my guy. You better perform.
Hey,
Caleb will look good, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Hey, listen. I still don't know how to people have asked that, and I've seen it in the comments. Like, I really don't know how to judge what that Carolina pick's gonna look like at all. And we shouldn't right now. It's still off season, but once the lights are on, that's where we'll start kind of being able to judge that. But like, I don't know why I have this feeling that we still gonna get a top 10 pick out of that,
bro.
Yeah,
some nice quarterbacks coming up
that's
next.
What's
next
the
year,
early
bro.
projection too that the Bears will be picking in the top 10. That's the early projection, the super early projection. So we'll see. We'll definitely see.
And I ain't worried. I think he's gonna be great. But dude, get on your shit though. I'm telling you, Ryan Poles don't play. He don't play.
And the last point I'm gonna make is if we look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, they didn't have a good start, but Trevor Lawrence had to find his way and find his rhythm. And in that second half, he took off to win the division. Took off to win the division. So you never know. It might just be a little slow start, and then boom, they hit the ground running, or it all clicks, comes together, because preseason and training camp is totally different from the actual season. So
is that the new rivalry that's going to come up? I hope that's the rivalry. Trevor Lawrence versus Justin Fields. I think they the next two. I know it's AFC, NFC, you know what I'm saying? But, was it the same draft? I think it was the same draft.
Draft.
Right? Yeah, same draft. I like that matchup right there, bro. I like that matchup.
Trevor Lawrence is a damn good quarterback, bro.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, like, if it ends up being that it's those two as like rivalry or the measuring sticks for each other, you can do a lot worse than that. Like, I know they still very young, they still got a lot left to prove in their NFL careers, but like you want that measuring stick. You want your quarterback to be looked at as like, and when it comes to players or in their era, right around the same, 2-3 years around when they drafted, you want your quarterback to be mentioned in there and be one that you have to look at and compare to. And, we'll see. I think the utmost of Justin Fields. I want to see how he's going to develop and grow as a passer. And I think he's already shown it. Like, this dude can make plays with his legs all day. If you have to respect his arm, and then even if you can guard and stop that passing game, you still got to worry about him taking off with the way that he did. I'll say this right now, and I know people. He's a smarter runner than Mike Vick was 90% of Mike Vick's career already.
Yes.
He's a way smarter runner. And so if you have the passing ability to pair with that, listen, that's going to be difficult right there. You just got to keep the weapons, and you got to keep you got to hope that Luke Getsy, or if Luke Getsy's here, the long-term offensive coordinator, that he just keeps drawing up new plays, keeps this offense interesting, keeps defenses on their feet. And listen, sky's the limit. I think him and DJ Moore are going to really take off, bro.
Oh, yes. Oh, DJ Moore is going to change his game dramatically, bro. Night and day, the passing game going to be.
By the way, hold on. I know this ain't podcasting, but it's his birthday, and he wants to say hi. Leo,
come on.
Hey, Leo.
Hey, Leo. Happy birthday, Leo.
Happy birthday, my guy.
Right.
Big dog.
For real.
Motherfucking 88 pounds of nothing but muscle, bro. It's crazy.
Bro,
We got
solid.
some good dog yak for you, big dog.
He's finna get his big ass bone and some doggy ice cream when I'm done with this. So
That's all he won't.
But all right, next up, Dan Orlovsky has said that Cole Kmet is going to have a breakout year. He didn't report on it. This wasn't anything officially on ESPN. This was on his Twitter. But hey, I've been saying for a couple of weeks now. I think Cole Kmet, this is going to be the season where people start looking at him as one of the best tight ends in the game of football. What do you guys think?
Oh, I second that motion. You know how much I love Cole Kmet, the white rhino. He finna go. I need 1,000 yards. I think he get us 1,000 yards this season. Or what? 800? Could we be nice? 800, 1,000 yards. He could crack a stat, can't he?
We gotta pass a lot for that. I'm just not. I haven't seen it enough with Luke Getsy where I'm ready to think we're gonna pass that much for, because I think DJ Moore is gonna have 1,100 season. I don't know if we're gonna pass enough to have 2,000 yard receivers this year.
But you think he improves the yardage that he had last year?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, as long as he improved that yardage from last year, get a couple more TDs, he gonna be one of the best tight ends in the game this year coming up. I love me some white rhino. Cole Kmet, bro. That's my guy.
That sound like the newest strain, if y'all catch my drift.
if y'all come out with a white rhino strain, we need our dick.
Right, we suing the shit out y'all.
We gonna plug it. We just need a little bit of that kickback. That's all we're gonna say on that one.
But I think it's time, man. I think it's time for him. I think it's time for Justin Fields and all these guys to just continue to grow. Take that step forward. This guy has been a part of tight end university for the last few seasons, and we seen what it did for him last year. Now he can go ahead and get around some of those better tight ends again. He could just go ahead and continue to take that step forward. And honestly, shout out to Dan Orlovsky, former Detroit Lion. Hey, it was crazy when you ran out the end of the backfield, but you've been throwing a lot of love to Chicago, so shout out to you. For real.
Man, don't that say a lot, bro? He from Detroit. He'll be talking about the Detroit Lions like he's.
You know something I realized the other day, and you know Don Burr, right? Biggest Detroit Lions fans that we know. Realize what his name is backwards, right? Burr down.
Oh, hey, that's
he's low-key a Bears fan, bro. That's
he's low-key in the closet.
He's low-key a Bears fan, bro. I just had to put that together. I'm like, wait a second, bro. Wait a second.
Crazy.
Wait, what we doing here, bro?
Ultimate troll.
And that's why he be in every single Chicago Bears YouTube channel, bro. I had to think about it. I'm like, his name's Don. Wait a second, Don Burr. Burr, that. You ain't slick, bro. You ain't slick.
For real.
But Cole Kmet's stats last season: all 17 games played, 50 receptions, 69 targets, 544 yards with 7 touchdowns. I agree. I do think that he can get double-digit touchdowns this year. I will say that.
Yeah.
The way that we used him in the red zone, us being improved, having a better offensive line, I say, well, the thing is, Robert Tonyan's there too, and Robert Tonyan's definitely going to be using it. So he may not get double-digit touchdowns just because of having an additional tight end out there that go in those 2 tight end sets. But Cole Kmet's going to have a big season this year.
I agree. I'm gonna set that mark at 800 yards for sure.
That's tight. That's effective.
I think I think he gets that mark for sure.
How many
I definitely think they're gonna open this up. He getting about 75, 80 for sure.
Ooh, that's killer.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's big time. I agree too.
I think we're going to be in the red zone a lot more next season. And I think, like I said before, like just imagine this: there's a realistic world in which you have DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney out there in the red zone with Robert Tonyan and Cole Kmet and possibly D'Onta Foreman line up at halfback and Roschon Johnson at fullback. How do you stop?
Red zone percentage got to go up. Red zone, it got to. You can't. It's too many weapons. It's too many weapons.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about. You know, him, Kyle Hurts saying Justin Fields has no more excuses. Luke Getsy has no excuses.
That's a better take.
None. No excuses to show what you. We saw. Bobby said it so many times. There were so many opening drives where we're like, this motherfucker is a genius.
Yes.
And then as we go on through the game, it's like, hey, man, what happened? What happened after the opening drive?
He fell asleep.
What happened? Did Matt Nagy start calling plays for us again? But he has no excuses now. We need to see that consistent play calling. So
yeah, absolutely.
Man,
That was a better
he
take.
clocked out after the first drive. I'm telling you. He's like, all right, that's
it's like
enough. I'm
he
going
spent the
home.
whole week leading up to the game. Like, I'm gonna come up with the perfect first drive ever. All right, what we're gonna do the rest of the drives? I don't fucking know, but we're gonna have a great first drive.
You see him
We
on
go-
the
we go-
sideline texting Nagy like 2nd and 15.
I mean, it also you can't keep your quarterback upright too. It's kind of hard to plan. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So hopefully we see a lot better with that. Ultimately, like I think that this offense we're gonna see, and I want to always temper expectations. It's not gonna be right away. At least I'm not expecting it right away. But around week 4, week 5, watch how this offense starts coming together. That's all I'm gonna say.
Agreed. And Swindle, I believe, posted in the comments saying that week 3 versus Kansas City will be a good measuring stick on how far back we is, because Andy Reid is a genius on offense. Then you got already an all-time great quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, and they know how to cook. We're gonna see a lot to see if the Bears know how to compete in the right ways against that team, a championship team.
I hear what you're saying, but I think them young cornerback, the young defensive backfield gonna have a lot of trouble. That might be a kind of an ugly game. I hope it doesn't, but let's not put too much stock in that game. I don't want to put too much stock in that Kansas City game, bro. I
For
don't.
sure.
I feel where you're coming from. And we're at Kansas City that game too.
Yeah,
right?
It's gonna be a tough outing. I think
it's gonna be tough.
I mean, it could.
Yeah,
Hey, we can always be wrong. It's any given Sunday. The Chiefs lost to the Colts last year. I'm just saying.
But
Anything can happen. But I think it's still gonna be good to see how does my team perform against one of the best teams. You know what I'm saying? And on the defensive side, Edmonds gonna be able to, be a leader and be like, hey, we played these guys in some of the most meaningful games. This is what they're gonna do. This is what they like, and you can see how they're gonna come prepared. We're gonna see.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I agree. You can't overlook that at all. When you look at, since you guys brought it up, when you look at some of the measuring stick games on the schedule next year for the Bears, what are some of the ones that stand out to you? One of the ones I'm looking at big time is the Bills. I know it's towards the end of the season. I think that's what, week 14, I believe. I don't have it on the top of my head. I may be completely off on that one. But when we face the Bills this year, I'm definitely going to be locked in seeing how the Bears perform in that game.
Absolutely. That's one of the top tier teams in the NFL. I agree with that one. But I'm going to go ahead into the first game. We got to beat Green Bay, bro. We got to, if we're going to start running.
I'm mistaken. Pay no mind. Bills is actually preseason. See, that's why I said I didn't have the schedule up in front of me.
Okay.
Preseason. I'm tripping hard on that one. So there you go. There ain't no measuring stick. Preseason. There ain't no measuring stick. Take that and throw it away. Don't even worry about what I said. I was smoking that white Rhino. Don't pay me no attention.
My country cousins say they've been doing that for a minute in the A. Hold on now.
You know what?
We messed it up.
In the A sounds like the exact type of place they have something called the Rhino. I'm not even surprised on that, bro. Not even surprised on that. But all right, looking at the schedule, what do you guys think? What are some of the games you're looking forward to the most?
Oh, I'm definitely going to the game one. We got to beat Green Bay.
You're going?
No, I ain't going to game one. We might. We
talking
about that.
We
got a conversation.
We ain't locked it in yet.
We ain't thinking about it. But we got to beat Green Bay. It got to start here. If we're going to take the North, I don't care if they ain't got Aaron Rodgers. We got to start beating Green Bay. It starts the first game of the season. And that could catapult us right through the season. Catapult us. Like, we could beat these guys. We ain't beat these guys in how long? 3, 4 years? It's time to beat these guys, bro. It's time to. And get rid of them. Put them in the rearview mirror.
That's
bro.
good.
I'm tired of them, bro. That's it.
I feel you there.
That's good. The game I'm gonna go to is the Bears versus the Chargers. Reason I'm picking it is because it's Sunday night, and it's a few weeks into the season, and you're gonna be tested. You're gonna already then play the Chiefs. You're gonna play the Vikings. You're gonna play. You got to get your lick back against those Commanders. But on Sunday night football, where the world is watching, against the Chargers, against who a lot of people got Justin Herbert up there, the Bears got to perform. The Bears have to perform on that, because now you can't go to, well, it's still early in the season. No, you got to start hitting. You got to start getting that pedal to the metal. So for me, that'll be where I'm gonna really start keying in on. It's right there, Sunday night, October 29th. It's going down against the Chargers.
That's fair. Yeah, the Chargers game is going to be big. I mean, I really, Yeah, of course the Packers. That goes without saying. But really, when you look at it, every game that and the Chiefs, but every game we play in our division is highly important.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed.
Everyone that we play in our division.
Yeah.
So that's can't overlook any of that.
That's what somebody just
I'll say this too. I don't want to overlook the Browns either. I know they may have a bad season, but like especially when you look at our defense and how the secondary is going to grow, they are absolutely going to attack Tyreek Stevenson as well.
Yes.
That's going to be an important game for us also.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, first game we played Detroit Lions. It's time to put them in their place too. We up there. Say we the top favorites for the division. So
for real,
let's place them.
You got Alman Raw coming up on his podcast talking about some of our wide receivers mid. Okay.
Who? What? Okay. Did he say that? No,
yes, I didn't even see that, bro. That would have been the leading content.
Yeah, it was a while back. It was a little clip I had caught.
The wide receivers, we can't even compare our wide receivers.
He said that
they only got one.
He said the Detroit Lions got the best receiving core in the NFC North.
The best receiving core
in the NFC North.
I mean, that's him betting on himself, I guess. Yep. But like, it's literally him and a bunch of question marks.
That's it.
Like, let's be real on this one. Like,
it, bro.
What we talking about, bro? I mean, if you feel like you're gonna elevate your people that much, the next one closest to you was Jameson Williams, and that motherfucker suspended.
Yes, yes.
So like, what we talking about?
Is he top 5? He a top 5 receiver in the division, but he like 3-4. He not 1 or 2 because it's Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore, and then probably him. And that kid in the Green Bay is pretty good too. I like that kid.
Christian Washington.
Christian Washington
right now for Amon St. Ra. I like Amon Ross St. Brown, whatever the fuck this nigga's name is. I'll tell you right now, y'all can have Chase Claypool and Darnell. Bring Amon Ross St. Brown to the Bears. I don't give a fuck. But what I'll say, he's not on the Bears. And what I'm gonna say right now, we about to put you on your ass. So don't even worry.
Bro. Yes.
I'm ready for
it. The Detroit Lions talking so much shit,
they
bro.
didn't even make the playoffs.
Y'all not even roaring. Y'all purring right now. Shut the fuck up, bro. Like,
not purring.
Burn.
Like some bitches. Shut up.
That's funny, bro.
But anyway, anything left, fellas, before we get up out of here, bro?
Closer and closer, y'all. It's on this way, man. See me at training camp. I'm gonna get y'all some good content. Bear down. Oh, bro, we coming.
Bear down. But hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. Miss Taylor, I see you made it on time, or did you not?
She did. She
was here early. She was here early.
Right, cool. So y'all listening now. So make sure y'all head on over to Shy Bulls Podcast and NBA Central. We humping over there, as the old school and the old heads used to say. And y'all make sure y'all hit my man's Haize up on all social media platforms at CEO Haize. Let's go, baby. Chicago up and Bird down, as y'all say.
You already know. Make sure you follow the show at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Last, you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, 773-270-2799. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related. Like Bobby just said, Chi-Town up, Bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.